welcome to the grid. You're just thinking about winning a race.
It's going to be two Mercedes going wheel to wheel into turn one.
Brilliant wheel-to-wheel action, definitely game on.
Your finest moment in the race.
What a great race we've got in progress.
Welcome to Paddock Uncut on the final day of testing here in Barcelona, and we start with the very sad news of the passing of John Surtees at the age of 83. The motor racing legend, the only man to win world championships on two wheels and on four. The 1964 Formula One world champion with Ferrari. He'll be remembered with great fondness throughout this paddock and throughout the sport of motor racing. He set up the Henry Surtees Foundation and raised enormous amounts of funds, and also set up Buckmore Park Kart Circuit, where many of today's young drivers learnt their trade.
I was just told about it, so it's obviously been a busy couple of weeks for us, and so to end our day with that news is very sad. And you know, he's a legend in the sport and did so much. Was such a lovely guy. So yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family, and that's really all I can say right now. To be honest, I think it's quite a shock to everyone.
And appropriately, it was a Ferrari on top of the timesheets as the checkered flag fell. Kimi Räikkönen became the only man to break 1 minute 19 when he put on the super softs just before lunch. The Ferrari did break down on track in the afternoon, but not before Räikkönen had managed over 100 laps. Mercedes didn't really challenge on the final day, but they appeared to be carrying more fuel. Both drivers managed 53 laps with an almost identical time. Mercedes didn't really challenge on the final day, but appeared to be carrying more fuel, as both drivers managed 53 laps with an almost identical fastest lap. Max Verstappen showed pace in the morning on the Supersoft tyre, but spent much of the afternoon in the garage with a turbo problem. The Toro Rosso broke down again, but not before clocking one of the fastest top speeds of testing, and more than a century of laps. But yet again, McLaren are making the wrong sort of headlines. Blighted by electrical faults and stoppages again, it was perhaps a blessing they hadn't scheduled any media sessions. Compared to this time last year, and how you're feeling at the end of today, how confident are you of a title-winning car this year?
I mean, I don't remember how it was last year, but well, I mean, we've had a good couple of weeks. It's had some up and down days. Learned a lot, lots of changes. I think we've worked better than ever together, which is a positive. And Valtteri's done a fantastic job as well to blend in and do a solid job. And the others look very quick, and so it looks like we have a good battle on our hands.
Is it your wish to have a better show this year, or would you just like to go out and dominate again?
I've never ever wished to go out and dominate, or of course I want to have a car that I can fight for a championship with, but I think for the fans it's the best when there's multiple teams fighting. So.
And just finally from me, you mentioned Ferrari maybe bluffing at the moment. From what we saw from Kimi today, do you think they've shown most of their hand? Have you noticed anything at all about them on track or elsewhere that you think, actually, no, there's more to come from them and more to come from us, we have got the real fight?
I don't know whether bluffing, did I say that? Maybe I did, I didn't
Probably
realise
not.
I was saying it. No, but I think that they've been doing a fantastic job, and I think there's more to come from them. I think their pace here this week has really been spectacular, and we still, I think Red Bull are still there. They just haven't brought. I don't know if they brought their upgrade package here this week, but usually they bring it to the first race. So I expect us to be having a real serious battle with both these teams.
Close your test like the fastest man. What does it mean?
Well, it doesn't mean obviously awful lot. It means obviously that we have a very good feeling with the car, and for sure there's areas that we have to work and things that we could have gone faster easily. But you know, all in all, I think was quite positive. You know, the car felt good straight away, and that's obviously always a good sign for all the hard work that the team has put in over the winter. last year for this car, and but yeah, it's very early days for sure. We have things to learn and things to try still, and you kind of never have enough testing, but this is what we got, and we have to be quite pleased and positive with it, and see where we are in the first race.
In your opinion, in this particular moment, what is the certainty of your car, maybe the reliability despite the short stop you had during race simulation?
Yeah, I mean, small issues here and there, but they're very minor things. And if we look, probably a year ago, we are in a much stronger position. The car's been very reliable, and you expect small things happening when we are pushing the car on the limit to see what gives up, if any, and that's the purpose of testing. So I think, like I said, the guys has done an amazing job on that side also with the car, and like I said, I think that our first feeling is that it's nice to drive, and are we gonna be fast enough in the races? I don't know. I mean, early days still, but if we compare from 1 year to this year, we have to be positive how we have gone forward as a team, as a group.
Roman, just talk me through first of all the stoppage on track. What was that towards the end of that session?
We had a sensor issue, so basically the car came back, we made a default on the steering wheel and got back out.
We watched yesterday when Kevin was in the car, and then you today, and at turn 10 it was proving very tricky in that Haas. Not just for you today, it was for Kevin as well yesterday. What's going on in those corners that you two are struggling with?
I think it's clearly one of the areas we have identified and we can improve, very low speed corners. So that's going to be the key before Australia, trying to get the best of the car in those places. We've got some updates coming, and hopefully that's going to work well. Again, if we get as well a better control of the brake, that's going to help us. So we're working very hard with Brembo to find solutions.
I was going to say, that's at the end of straights, you've got some hard braking going on, and it's just not there at the moment, is it, the confidence either?
It's not perfect, and clearly everyone is well aware of that. So we're working as hard as we can on our side, on the mapping, and on Brembo's side as well, on the products to give us better feeling and more consistency and a bit more performance in there.
At the end of this testing now, there's an afternoon to run, but at the end of testing, how are you feeling about the team's performance?
I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. You know, we still don't know where we are in performance-wise compared with the other ones, but I think all in all we did a good job. A lot of people promised us to be the second year harder than the first one. It wasn't easier, but I think again we came here prepared, or the team came here prepared, and we did what we said to everybody we will do. We will have a good second year, hopefully better than the first one, but by no means do we want to be worse than the first year.
Both drivers seem to be finding it really difficult through the slow corners at the moment. What is the plan now before we get to Melbourne to try and help them with that?
I think looking at data, I think there's a lot of people having that issue in the moment to go to that one, but just trying to find a little bit more grip so we better the car. But we got the data now, and now it's back home for a week to work hard and to find a solution for Melbourne.
Can I just ask you about the brakes as well, talking about these Brembo brakes? What's the situation right now? Because I know they're still not perfect. I know there's still issues going on. Are you still talking to them? Do you have to get to a point where you have to say, do you know what, we're going to have to change supplier here. This is just not going to work.
Absolutely, and we are planning to do some testing later on in the season, because we don't have all the parts, again a comparison, and then we will decide definitely what we are going to do. But we are trying to make this work, because we cannot have any alternatives in the time here to test. So we need to wait until the next test, which is in Bahrain, and there we will find out what we do with the rest of the season.
So do you have an option to change them during the season?
Absolutely, yes.
So Ferrari topped the timesheets, and Lewis Hamilton describes their pace as spectacular. Have we really got a three-way fight on our hands? Although that does look dependent on Red Bull getting the new specification engine from Renault in time for Melbourne. And what of McLaren? They haven't even completed a race distance yet. So many questions. We'll get all the answers in Australia. We'll see you there. Bye.